Welcome to our continuing series, Questions and Answers, from the works of Sri Aurobindo and the Mother. Today, Politics, Part 3. From the Mother. Question to Mother. It is said also that the supramental descent will make the change easier. Mother says, there are 2 points that are very resisting. They are all that concerns politics and all that concerns money. These are the 2 points where it is most difficult to change man's attitude. We have said that in principle we have nothing to do with politics, and it is true that we have nothing to do with politics as it is practiced now. But obviously, if politics is taken in its true spirit, that is to say, as organization of human masses and all details of government, regulation of the collective life and its relations with other collectivities, that is to say, other nations, other countries, then necessarily that also becomes part of the supramental transformation. Because as long as the lives of nations and the relations between the nations are what they are, it will be absolutely impossible to live a supramental life on earth. So that also must change, and that also must be dealt with. Oroville wants to be a universal town, where men and women of all countries are able to live in peace and progressive harmony, above all creeds, all politics, and all nationalities. Oroville is not a place for politics. No politics must be done in Oroville and in the offices of Oroville. And this was written 15 February 1973. I am not saying anything officially, because I have said and always repeat that politics is in complete falsehood, based on falsehood, and I am not dealing with it, meaning I am not in politics. I don't want to be. But that doesn't stop me from seeing clearly. People have come and asked me, from every side, by the way, for my opinion, view, or advice. I said, no, I don't deal in politics. You see, all diplomacy is absolutely based on a deliberate falsehood. As long as it is like that, there's no hope. The inspirations will always come from the wrong side. Inspirations, impulsions, ideas, everything will always come from the wrong side, which means the inescapable blunder for everyone. A few rare individuals feel that and are aware of it, and they are half desperate because nobody listens to them. From Sri Aurobindo. And the second fact is that I do not care a button about having my name in any blessed place. I was never ardent about fame, even in my political days. I preferred to remain behind the curtain, push people without their knowing it, and get things done. It was the confounded British government that spoiled my game by prosecuting me and forcing me to be publicly known and a leader. Then again, I don't believe in advertisement except for books, etc., and in propaganda except for politics and patent medicines. But for serious work, it is a poison. It means either a stunt or a boom, and stunts and booms exhaust the thing they carry on their crest, and leave it lifeless and broken, high and dry on the shores of nowhere. Or it means a movement. A movement in the case of a work like mine means the founding of a school or a sect or some other damned nonsense. It means that hundreds or thousands of useless people join in and corrupt the work or reduce it to a pompous farce from which the truth that was coming down recedes into secrecy and silence. It is what has happened to the religions, and is the reason of their failure. If I tolerate a little writing about myself, it is only to have a sufficient counterweight in that amorphous chaos, the public mind, to balance the hostility that is always aroused by the presence of a new dynamic truth in this world of ignorance. But the utility ends there, and too much advertisement would defeat that object. I am perfectly rational, I assure you, in my methods, and I do not proceed merely on any personal dislike of fame. If and so far as publicity serves the truth, I am quite ready to tolerate it. But I do not find publicity for its own sake desirable. And another question: would it not sometimes be dangerous to speak truth, that is, in politics, war, revolution? The truth-speaking moralist who would always insist on not concealing anything may bring disaster by revealing the plans and movements of one side to the opposite side. Sri Aurobindo replies, politics, war, revolution are things of stratagem and ambush. One cannot expect the truth there. From what I have heard, X himself has played tricks and dodges there. Y told me it was impossible to lead men in politics or get one's objects without telling falsehoods by the yard, and he was often feeling utterly disgusted with himself and his work. But supposed he would have to go through with it to the end.